Okay guys, I'm really excited to show you this strategy to help you out with some of your word problems. Decomposing a factor. Let's go ahead and look at the word problem on the screen. The parking lot has 6 rows of spaces. Each row can hold 7 cars. How many cars can be parked in the lot? Well, to make sense of this problem, let's see if there's a scenario that we can picture. So, like, I'm thinking maybe there's a school play, and the principal needs to know how many parents can park their cars in the school parking lot. That's the total number of cars that will fit in the lot. And I can see that I'm looking at 6 rows, and each row can hold 7 cars. So I know that in this problem, I'm going to have equal groups. I'm going to have 6 equal groups of 7. Kind of looks like a smiley face. So I know that I'm going to have equal groups. I'm going to have a certain amount of them. So this to me is starting to look like a multiplication problem. And since we don't know the answer yet, let's put in the letter C for cars. So 6 times 7 equals C. Now this is where decomposing a factor becomes helpful, because for me, I haven't mastered my 6's and my 7's yet, my times tables. So I can decompose, or remember that decompose is break apart. I can decompose one of the 2 numbers in that problem. I'm going to start with the 7. I'm going to break the 7 into a 5 and a 2. Oops, a 2. So now, to solve this problem of 6 times 7 equals C, I can actually make some smaller problems. I can make 6 times 5 and 6 times 2. Now, I can skip count really easily by 5s, so I know very quickly that 6 times 5 is 30. And I know my doubles, so I know that 6 twice is 12. So by finding those 2 smaller problems in the bigger problem and decomposing that factor of 7, I've found out that C, or the total number of cars, equals 42. That's a little bit more efficient for me than trying to count by 6's all the way up to 7's, or count by 7's 6 times. It gets a little bit tricky and confusing. But if I can find smaller problems that I know very quickly, it makes my math just a little bit easier and faster. Okay, here's another problem for us to try. The library's internet connection can transfer 8 megabytes of data every second. How much data can it transfer in 4 seconds? So again, this looks like a multiplication problem to me because we have equal groups. We have 8 megabytes of data in every second. So this is the problem, 8 times 4. Now, again, the 8's times tables are a little bit tricky for me, but I can do my 4's pretty quickly. So let's decompose this 8 into a 4 and a 4. So now all I have to do is multiply 4 times 4 for this problem, and again 4 times 4 for this problem. And I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So when I add 16 plus 16, the answer to this problem becomes 32. If you could get 8 times 4 very quickly and efficiently and you don't need to use this strategy, that's fine. But this is just one way to get to some of those higher level multiplication questions while using everything that you do know and building on your strengths. I hope it's been helpful.